Hey there, self-care warriors. Welcome back to Self-Care Haven. I actually wanted to make a really brief video on a caveat of something that I had discussed in my Your Brain on Love, Sex, and the Narcissist video. And I wanted to make it more clear because a viewer had actually brought this up and she had asked, well, is the sex with a narcissist always mind-blowing? And the truth of the matter is, no, it's not that the sex itself is mind-blowing, but rather the emotional attachments we have to the narcissist and the ones that we've built with the narcissist through the idealization phase that really make it a very strong, unparalleled sexual chemistry and attraction. I'm going to read out loud an image that I recently put up on Facebook, which is an excerpt from my book. And it's regarding a sexual narcissist's so-called sexual power. And it says, it may not be that the narcissist is always skilled in bed, but rather messing skillfully with our heads. Anytime we are emotionally or psychologically smitten with someone, this tends to heighten our sexual attraction and chemistry to them as well. So during the idealization phase, the narcissist becomes good in bed because of the level of emotional security a victim feels with all of the attention, the praise, the flattery he or she receives from the narcissist. They become addicted to that attention, and they feel so emotionally secure and intimate with the partner that mind-blowing sex seems to be inevitable. During the devaluation phase, the victim becomes hooked by the traumatic highs and lows, which condition him or her to the adrenaline rush of unpredictability, fear, and the hope for another scrap of the idealization phase. So as we were talking about in the other video, intermittent reinforcement, as well as the cognitive dissonance about who we think the abuser is versus who he or she really is, creates this biochemical cocktail along with those biochemical bonds that create this addiction. So even during the devaluation phase, when the narcissist isn't being so nice to us, they're still throwing in those little scraps of tenderness, and we're so hungry for more of the idealization phase that we continue, again, like I said before, like a gambler at a slot machine, we continue to invest and invest and invest, hoping for the outcome that we had in the idealization phase. That's why makeup sex with a narcissist is often so powerful and often acts as a reset button, an emotional reset button that takes us back to that period that we long for, that idealization phase, that grooming period, where the narcissist was very kind to us, was very attentive, was everything and anything they could be in order to trick us into thinking that they were our soulmates. So when I talk about mind-blowing sex with the narcissist, it's not that they're necessarily sexually skilled more so than anybody else. It could be that if you're dealing with a somatic narcissist who has a lot of experience and has, a lot of different ways to get very intimate with you early on, and this is something that I'm going to mention probably in a later video, but narcissists do tend to pressure you to get intimate very early on. Not pressure you per se, but they coerce you in different ways. They manipulate you in different ways, and that's because during the grooming period, sex with them is going to be super powerful because they've got you emotionally and psychologically hooked on them. And when we tend to be emotionally secure, we tend to give ourselves more to our partners, and we tend to find our partners even more attractive. So even if you did not find your particular narcissist attractive, physically attractive, you may still find them attractive in the emotional and the psychological sense, and that's what makes for the great sexual chemistry, and that's what often acts as the emotional reset button during the devaluation phase, because the makeup sex tends to be that emotional reset button. Now, not all situations are the same. Some of you may have different experiences, but I just wanted to clarify that caveat because I don't want to make it seem as if narcissists have this great sexual power and skill set that surpasses anybody else. Not necessarily. It depends on the type of narcissist we're dealing with. Somatic narcissists do tend to be a bit more experienced in that area, but in general, what I would recommend is look at the emotional and psychological hooks as well as the physical hooks that are keeping you tethered and attached to your narcissistic partner, because these are all things that work together. Even the biochemical bonds and the chemicals and the hormones all work together to strengthen this bond, and trauma bonding also strengthens this bond as well. So just something to think about. Let me know in the comment section below, how has your sexual chemistry with your particular narcissist been? I'm very curious to know. And do you think it was more physical? Do you think it was more emotional, psychological? Let me know your thoughts, and I look forward to hearing them. And if I don't make another video this weekend, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I'll talk to you soon, and until then, take care.